Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Keon here, and I'm here with my son Kiki. I'm giving him the history of HGI and where it all started. Because a lot of people always ask, what is HGI? How did the HGI come about? But HGI is not something that was come about. It was evolution, right? And once you understand the evolution of HGI, because like I said, tonight, this is where it's going down at the headquarters here in Georgia tonight at 7 p.m., right? Folks will be able to come here, take pictures on the red carpet, right? And definitely get the chance to get their photo ops and, come in and you're going to see our beautiful office. But I just wanted to take you guys a little bit through the history of HGI, right? Because a lot of people would say, oh, did HGI just come about? No, it's an evolution. It's an evolution. And once you understand the evolution, so where did HGI first begin? Let's go through some history. HGI started with here. That's where HGI first started. It started at A.O. Williams, right? And A.O. Williams had some very powerful people within his circle. His president, Art Williams, right? In his inner circle. So in this inner circle, he had a guy, a very ambitious guy, a guy that was a visionary, a guy that wanted to do some big things, a guy that wanted to change the world. And his name was Hubert Humphrey, right? Now, many of you guys also know this guy. And this guy's name is Rich Dawley, right? So these guys were some visionaries, man. And they wanted to make a big difference. And they wanted to make a change. If you guys know A.O. Williams, let me tell you something. If many of you guys grew up in the 80s, right? We're talking about in the 80s and, all throughout even some of the 90s. If you owned some form of life insurance throughout the 80s, I'm pretty sure someone from A.L. Williams era, I've given your family member that insurance, right? And these guys created a solution in a time where there was no solution, and they solved a problem and provided family with proper protection in a time of need. So when you think about this history of Mr. Humphrey and where it all started for him, man. Look at this. It was 1954. The entrepreneurial spirit began for him. Hubert's career began at the age of 12 with a success of jobs to earn money, including grocery delivery, boy and sodager, bakery employee and construction worker and plumbing. And look at all these things. It started right here. It all started right here for Mr. Humphrey, right? And then you can see 1961, love at first sight. He met his queen. As a matter of fact, Mr. Hubert Humphrey met his future wife, Norma Patrick, in the 3rd grade. They got married in 1961, and it has been true love ever since. How many guys could say that you met your true love in the 3rd grade? Right? But look at this, the evolution continued. 1962, right? Look what happened. At the age of 17 years old, 17-year job, he was working, right? He had a job right here, 17-year career, where he's working at the railroad, right? That's what Mr. Humphrey was doing. And then we fast forward a little bit, 1968, the foundation for a legacy. That's when Mr. Humphrey first home, right? His first home in Georgia here, it was a 1,000 square foot house. But both of us seen it was huge, say Mr. Humphrey. But it didn't stop there. Look, 1968, what happened then? A builder's mindset was born. 1968. But look at this, it didn't even get better. 1978, what happened? The Great Escape. This is when, 1978, Mr. Humphrey joined A.L. Williams and became a part of the A.L. Williams, I like to say, dynasty. And that's where it all started. So when someone asks me, where did HGI, my personal opinion, where did HGI start? HGI started in 1978, but it didn't come to life until now, in 2013. But let's continue, right? The history continued. Look at this. In 1978, a true crusade started to begin, right? Mr. Humphrey and A.L. Williams started having meetings, right? They start traveling across the country just to start building up people, teaching them a system, right? Showing them a company, helping families to start earning additional income and learning. And then throughout 1979, the birth of the system, they became very systematic. Let me tell you something. Every great business and every great company, it requires a system. It requires a system. There's no success in a company or a business or a crusade or a cause if they don't have a system. In 1981, you know what happened? A company within a company at birth. So what that means, in 1981, Uber moved his headquarters back to Atlanta and named his team the Humphrey National Network, HNN. So he created a company. So some people call it like a franchise, right? Just to give you some understanding. It's almost like he created a franchise within a franchise within a franchise. And everybody here has the ability to build a business within the business. And we don't have to be competition. We work together because there's no cap on how far you can rise within the company. There's nobody that's going to limit your growth. That's why I love what I do. There's never a time me and my business partners are in competition against each other. It's always for each other. I help them grow. It helps me grow. They help me grow. They grow. It's a win-win. In 1984, what happened? A.L. Williams National Champions. Uber was the first through the banner at the company convention. He was the first one. He was the first superstar that really wanted it to that rise to the top because he learned. He took the time to learn, but most importantly, he implemented it. You see, that's why we talk about, that's why my big brother, right? If you guys don't know who my mentor is, Rory K. Douglas, he says that you got to be consistent. Your consistency will make you confident. And the minute you become confident, you become courageous to go do something like this and change your life. But then, guess what happened? Guess what happened after that? 1987, Uber Humphrey, ALW Leaders of the Decade. That's where he earned more than $100,000. And then in 1988, that was the year I was born. I was born in 1988. Look at this. Inspiring a new generation of builders. That's when this book came out, The Magic of Compound Recruiting. And then 1989, a leadership team for the ages. And this is where things started having a major explosion. But then guess what happened, guys? Like I said, Mr. Humphrey's always been a visionary, a very visionary guy. And I want to show you this. In 1991, the Odyssey began. The original founders of WMA made the infamous bus trip to WRL to kick off the new era. Do you guys know what WRL stands for? See, many of you guys don't understand the history this much. WRL stands for Western Reserve Life. And Western Reserve Life, if many of you guys don't know, was the first to bring the IUL into America. And this was an era, but look at this. I bet you many of you guys still can't even name some of these guys. I can. That's Swan Win right there. Look at that, that's Swan. Right here. That's Swan right there. Isn't that pretty cool? That's Mr. Humphrey right there. Right? Some of these guys, these are the original founders. Original founders, guys, of WMA. See, what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't need a big crowd of people to do something great. You just need the right type of people who is teachable, coachable, and reliable. These guys were reliable and relentless. In 1992, come down here, a system whereby recruiting never stops. See, many of you guys are afraid to recruit people. I love recruiting. I love to recruit people. You know why you got to recruit people? Because we give people the opportunity to learn and earn. So I love to recruit people. That's why I love what HGI stands for, because I'm giving y'all the history, right? So like I said, many of you guys didn't know these were the original founders of WMA. There goes Swan, Mr. Humphrey, Rich Stalley, all these guys are here. But what I'll show you, come back over here now. In 1992, like I said, a system where recruiting never stops began. And then in 1992 through 2001, from the great event to great events. This is where the greatest, look at this. Look at this. Look at the crowd of people that these guys were pulling in stadiums, in arenas, giving people life-changing opportunities, guys. This is not made up. This is real. Do you realize that if they was to make, you know, like you guys watched the movie about Ray Kroc and the whole McDonald's, they need to do a movie, honestly, about Mr. Humphrey. Because I think that would be a great movie that will be well documented, because you don't realize the impact that Mr. Humphrey had on this industry. Many of the companies that you know today is because of him. The PHPs, the PFAs, the World Financial Groups, the Primerica's. But who did he learn it from? He then learned it from a guy named A.L. William, the A.L. William era. You gotta know your history, man. I'm very big on history. I love history. Look what happened here. In 1991 to 2001, a world-class support network. WMA built a world-class support network of companies that pretty much uniquely position us to meet the financial challenges of the consumers. And that's how this whole thing started. And then eventually, from 1995, that's when WMA's great super trip tradition and the share of the Alexander. World-class recognition started in 1998. 1991 to 2001, WMA received national media attention all throughout different magazines. Isn't that powerful? And then eventually, and I want you to pay attention to this, and when I'm saying what I say, you're going to see for yourself, and I want you to hear me very clearly. WMA CEO, see what it says? WMA CEO Eubub Humphrey and WMA President Wood Montgomery, right? This is when they created what is now known as World Financial Group. You see what it says right here? World Marketing Alliance, which then became World Financial Group. That was the headquarters. It's the very same headquarters right there. They now name it World Financial Group. WMA was nothing to mess with. Look at Coach. Someone should tag Coach. Look at Coach. Coach was so young. He was so young. And it was very systematic. Let me give you some history right here. I bet you guys don't remember these guys. Let me give you some names. You ready? You know who this young guy is right here? That's Jeff Levitan. Yep, that's Jeff Levitan right there. Look at that. You see these young guys? How cool is that? That's Mr. Rich Stalley right there. That's Mr. Eubub Humphrey right there. History is beautiful, guys. So when you say, oh, what is HGI? Guys, HGI is an evolution. It's an evolution. And once you understand the evolution and you understand how did we get to here? How did we get to here? How did we get to HGI? That's why you gotta know the history. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You gotta know the history. You gotta take your time to come learn about the HGI opportunity. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll be here, right? Kiki, come on, let's go give it a tour. Let's Let's go over the top and go check out. All right, check this out. I want to show you guys around. Well, there's a meeting going on right now. I can't interrupt them, but I want to show you guys around a little bit. All right. So this is okay. This is just the back office over here, right? It's a little back office. Oh, executive leader suite. Okay, let's go back. Like I said, there's a meeting going on. So, okay, so they're having an equity meeting going on right now. So, I just want to show you guys that, man. I want to share with you guys the headquarters, share with you about the opportunity. Like I said, it's tonight, right? It's tonight. It's going down tonight. It's going to be impactful. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be life-changing. And once you understand, then you know. So this is where it is. Hedgeman Group International. And it's your time to make a decision and change your life. Come and check it out, right? We're changing lives. And it could be your lives that could be changed next, all right? So don't sit around and think about it, be about it. And you can make a difference for yourself. Remember, doers get it done. And it's your chance to get it done. How you doing? So with that said, guys, I'll see you guys later. We'll check in and about to go get ready for the event today and make some things happen. Bring that in the car. All right, so I'll see you guys later and I'll see you at the event later on. Peace.